Oh, hold on. Let me get this focused right. Okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to day 60 of learning how to draw in 365 days. And we are also on day 8 of our 10-day drawing challenge. Today's drawing challenge is to draw cash. That can be coins, dollar bills. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I want to start first. I liked how last time, and I'm gonna wait for the 5-minute mark before I start, and then I'm just gonna make sure. So I liked what we did last time, where it was the warm up was basically just doing the lines, and then after the warm up, I went straight into the drawing. So I'm gonna start my practice clock, so to speak, at the 5-minute mark. That's all I'm waiting for. And then, yep, okay. And we can get started. I want to do this for about 20 to 30 minutes. So that's why I wanted to have a rounder number to use, so that way I can be like, okay, it's been this length of time where I've actually been writing, as opposed to that could be why I'm a bit off. There we go. Yeah, that would make sense then. Interesting. Okay. So I may have to take my sweatshirt off, but it's cold, so I don't want to. What was I saying? Oh, so I wanted to. I don't remember what I was getting at. I could look back on the video and try to figure out, but I can't. So I want to practice doing these lines because it's actually helping me out, and I'm finally figuring it out. Oh yeah, I might have to. It's cold, so I don't want to take my sweatshirt off. That's what I was saying. But I don't know when the line. I moved my hand up for no reason. Yeah, it was the lower one. Okay. So I want to keep my sweatshirt on, but I don't. But it kind of get in the way of drawing, so I'm gonna have to take it off. I just wanted to make the line thicker. Oh gosh. Alright. If you've made the line, don't go and make the line darker or anything like that. You've made the line, it's good. That is what I just learned. There's a lot to be learned in art. So I've been reading through the books, or at least attempting to, when I get the chance. Oh no. I forgot. I forgot to do something earlier today. And I've only introduced it a few times, and from there I kind of don't mention it and stuff, but the main focus of this channel, when I actually am able to, or focus of my drawing, what I want to learn how to draw, is Christian art, especially the medieval Christian art and stuff like that. That is going to be the focus of what I am drawing once I get to that point. And so periodically, I guess around now until then, I will talk about Christian themes, and I just don't want to surprise anyone, because the thing I forgot to do earlier, and it's because I normally do it, I've gotten used to just morning and night praying, and then I've been adding afternoon prayers, which those are the harder ones to remember for me because they're new. It's not something I had done or normally done. It was never part of my routine. And I've added them in, and they're the ones that are easy to forget because at the beginning of the day you haven't done anything yet, and then at the end of the day you're not doing anything except trying to fall asleep. Whereas in the middle of the day, normally it's you're doing stuff. And that's what I had forgotten to do. And yeah, that was an excuse, but it's also just trying to explain the situation and why I was upset by that. And for people who don't believe in God or who are like, well, why is that a thing and why did you get upset? It's like if you had planned on a date, like a coffee date or something like that, right? Like you wanted to go get a cup of coffee with a friend, or you wanted to video message someone you haven't like talked to in ages, and it just slips your mind and you don't go to it or show up, right? You're a no-show. It's like as soon as you remember, you're obviously like, I'm so sorry. It's kind of like that. Yeah. That's yeah. Okay. Yeah, I slipped upwards somehow. Why'd I slip upwards though? Huh. Did I? That's why. This is a little bit lower. It's weird. So then that would be a little too high. Let's try that again. Much better. Okay, let's do Sandy now. I am fighting for space with my arm. Like, I move myself over so my arm has room and stuff, and I'm like, if you just draw, like, you're. There. The second line is the one that I'm saying there too, but to make it a little bit more. Same. Okay. It's so hard not to move the piece of not to have the paper crooked, diagonal, like straight. To have the paper straight messes with my head so much now. And the reason why I talk about it is just because it like doesn't make sense for that to be a thing. Like, but it is a thing, and it's a mental thing. So the fact that like mentally I'm like this doesn't make sense, but mentally it's the thing that's happening. That's why I keep mentioning it, because that's like that's also surprising me. It's like this is a mental thing that just mentally doesn't make sense. That's also like, and so and then I go into the thing where it's like, but if it doesn't make sense mentally to have a mental block like this, then why the heck do I have the mental block that doesn't make sense? So that just a reason why I'm bringing it up so much, because that's what's going through my head every single time that happens. Like, just let it go. It happened. It's a thing. Just let it go. Move on. Oops. Much better. Stay straight. Woohoo! Yeah, see? Straight. Okay. Should I start labeling them A, B, C, and D, and then just doing the math? It all goes back to how you did lines in math. Like, we should have like a class that just incorporates all of this. I don't know if it would be confusing or not, but I think it would be fun. Because I go down all the rabbit holes anyway, so it'd just be like major rabbit holes all the time. Constantly. Forever. That's what they should do to ADD people. Just put everyone in a room, say these are all the rabbit holes we're going down. Or like, what is it? It's executive functioning. People who have... Is it divergent functioning or have absolutely no executive functioning? I forget what it is. I should probably know a little bit more to try and like work with it, but I find life a lot more exciting this way. So I'm sorry for all of you who watch this are just like, what the heck's going on? I'm very sorry. Okay, very, very, very sorry. It's just a thing. It's never gonna get better. Like, cause like, does it need to? Do I need to get better at these rabbit holes? I don't think so. Oh, that's right. Okay, maybe I should get a little bit better at these rabbit holes. Just a little bit. Oh, stop fighting for space. You don't need to fight. We are one body. When I say we, I'm talking about my hand and my torso. Right now, fighting to occupy the same space for some odd reason. It's because, again, I'm trying to keep my wrist as close to my side as possible. Okay, it was a kind of wiggly line. Nope. There you go. No. Follow. There we go. Much better. Gotta remember, this makes it so much easier. So in the lesson one on Harding, what he says is when you're drawing the CD line, you draw it to make sure that you stay completely parallel. So you're not even looking at the dots and trying to make sure you get from one destination to the next. But what you're doing is you're comparing where your line, the line you're currently drawing, to the line that's up there, and making sure it stays, the space stays even. At least that's how I've interpreted what he's saying. I don't have his book with me right now. That's unfortunate. I like reading his book. Like I said, I just love the way they like talk back or write back then. It's nice. And that's the only one I have with that, because even though I have Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, it's not translated writing. It's somebody like commenting on the pictures. So it's modern day. The way modern day writes, which is, and that's what so hard. Ooh. Harding and my sculpting books are all written in that like nice, flowy, flowery way, which is so cool and awesome and interesting to read. It like keeps my interest anyways. And then I go from that to reading back into like modern day writing, which I mean it's high level writing. It's nothing I would ever be able to write. But it's jarring when you like are, hey, I'm back in the 18th century, how people write that, and then I flick to the next book, which is helping me learn about like classical history and stuff like that. It's the classical, and I wish I had those books with me, but I was reading them, so they're out of the office space that I'm using, so I don't have them with me. So I don't even remember the titles, but it's like, oh my gosh, stay up here, please. It's like classical. Oh gosh, I can't remember anymore. And it's mostly because I'm just tired and I'm focused on this, and I don't want to just sit here racking my brain for it. The Home Alone theme song is stuck in my head. I don't even know if it's a theme song, but I don't know if anyone ever played a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color in like what the early 90s, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. There was a Home Alone Game Boy game. The song that plays during those levels is what's stuck in my head, and I don't know if that's the theme song or not, but it's stuck in my head. I don't even know if there were movie theme songs back then. I guess Star Wars. Star Wars has a pretty decent soundtrack. I guess you would say that's the theme song. I don't know what, like, that always gets stuck in my head for no reason. I mean, Home Alone was a good movie and everything like that, but I don't. When you compare it to, like, Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, oh gosh. Like, those music compositions, right? It's nothing, right? But the song that gets stuck in my head is the Home Alone, and I don't even think it was in the movie. I'm pretty sure it was just for the game. It's a Game Boy game, so you can like tell how much they're able to actually put into that game, which isn't a whole lot. So the music isn't that exciting when I've got all these other musics that I know, because those are all compositions that I also played when I did study orchestra or music in orchestra. Like I said, it would have been really, really nice to have that view of just, hey, this also mathematically, and when you're going into like frequencies and waves and stuff like that, like and making the notes and everything, like just being like combining that would have helped me so much. And I don't know if it would have helped anyone else, but that's just how my brain works. And it would have been so nice if I'd made that connection in school instead of like 8 years later. After I would no longer playing, I don't have access to a violin or anything like that. Which is fine. One day. It is a skill that you can pick up again. I will never be able to play for an orchestra again, but I will be able to at least play. I think that's straight. I wonder, do people compose music like that anymore? I'm not talking about, sorry, my brain went to, I don't know if you guys have ever, is it, I'm going to pronounce this composer's name horribly, because he is a Russian composer, but his music is so well known and is so good. It's like Tchaikovsky. And I mean, obviously, there's Mozart, Beethoven, there's Tchaikovsky, there's this other guy who we used to play all the time. Is like, do people write like that anymore? Is that thing like a thing that people can actually like study and continue to compose? Because I haven't like I don't think any of those. Because Hans Zimmer is the one, right, who did a couple of like the classic movies compositions and stuff like that, but I don't know if his compositions are considered within the same rules and stuff as those compositions. So it's like, does anyone just? And I guess like, and I don't go to like the opera or they don't go to the places where you would find that type of music and orchestra and stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense that I don't know of any for modern time. But, and the reason why I'm asking that is because the book that so other than Harding, I'm also reading the other Atelier books. And there's the lessons in the classical art, and then there's the classical art like book that talks up like that's kind of like a robust knowledge base as opposed to learning to draw kind of. It's more focused on like the history of art that, and she noticed this, and the author noticed this. Okay, so I'm not saying this based on my own observations because I haven't gone to school, so I wouldn't know. But she was like, I don't know why this keeps getting turned down. Probably because I'm fighting for space with my arm. My toaster and my arm are just fighting for space, and I keep moving further and further away, and so this headphones that I'm listening to are moving with me as I move away. It's an interesting problem. I don't think I've ever had this problem before where my arm is so close to my torso and it's trying to move over, and instead of just like moving like this, it's like, no, my elbow must follow. Arm must stay straight. Anyways, she's saying that when she was studying art in school, they never connected it to the history and going into like, this is like starting from the basis of this is where the old masters that we have like did, because I mean we've got statues and artwork from ancient times, right? And they don't actually, so when she was studying art, they don't actually go into that history and the techniques and all of that and like how it evolved and transformed and stuff like that. It just goes over to the techniques of this is what modern art is. And she was like, it felt like something was missing. So in her book, she goes, I'm only in the preface, but she says that this is going to be something where it goes into the history of art and how it evolved and where it formed and stuff like that. And so now I'm like, ooh, I wonder if there's more books, because this is a pretty thin book, like compared to the, oh my gosh, it'd have to be like over 6,000 years worth of art history that we have, unless of course we don't know that much about the ancient times, which could be a thing. I mean, it's not like they had really permanent stuff. I mean, even now we don't have really permanent stuff. We've got a lot of digital stuff that's really easy to lose, and I know because I've had family members lose their like all of their pictures and everything because their hard drive and stuff like that, because they put it all on a hard drive and they're like, oh, it's gonna be safe, and then nope, nah, nope. But then there's also, well, if you, the physical ones, if you like go to like there's a fire when you're moving and you don't pack it and you just lose like a box or something, or you don't pack it, or so many things, right? So it's just, or if your kids get to it and like start messing around with it, like with crayons or markers or something like that, I'm not saying that I did that as a kid. I don't think we ever did. But I'm just saying it would, like, it's something to, like, even in the physical world, there the possibility of losing stuff, right? Like, nothing's completely permanent. This is a pretty long line. Let's see if I can do it. I stayed pretty straight. A little wobbly, but not too bad. And it sloped down just a little bit. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can. Well, that makes sense. I started high and started looking at the middle. So my hand was going where I was telling it to. I just was telling it wrong. There we go. Okay. Overline CD. It looks like we've been doing lines for 25 minutes. Not bad. If you go unstraight, even though I'm not using you as the guide, it's going to mess with my head because I can still see it. Oh, that's a little too low. There we go. Cool. My shoulders are way too tense for what I'm doing. It's okay though. I would like to do a few more lines. Here we go. Nice. All right. I'm sorry. I will be right back. I will be very quick. Excuse me. Alright, sorry about that. I just wanted, I don't know, sorry about that. I just had to leave. So, this is, I think we can get started. Yeah, I didn't do as many lines as I did yesterday, but these lines are much straighter. And I kept arguing with my arm for some reason. Okay. Okay, so this is day 8. And then on the 100th day, I think we should do something really fun. I noticed that today was day 60. I was like, oh, I didn't do anything for like 25 days or 50, but that's because I don't find those milestones. 100 is a milestone, so for day 100, we should come up with something fun. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know in the comments, and I'll take it into consideration. Let's see, how should I don't want to draw a face, so we're just gonna cover up the face with the pennies and the dime. Let's get rid of the ruffles too. Ha! If you ever want to know how to cheat, this is how you cheat. Okay. Let's see. I might go to pencil tomorrow. I was gonna wait until the end of the challenge to switch over to pencil because I'd been doing it all in pen. But I think it's very much gonna be the way I'm drawing. The pen does not like it at all. I feel stupid. I don't know why I waited. I don't know why I didn't go down further. So now I cut off some of the dollar for no reason whatsoever. I had to move the book over so that I could see the cash, but that's fine. Yeah, there was no reason why this isn't more over. It's fine. Okay, so okay, let's do this then. Oh shoot. It's all in capital letters. Jeez, I'm not paying attention. That's a skinny one. It's okay. It's fine. We're all good here. We're not. No, we're not. Because I also forgot that there's a border. Oh no. Oh, I forgot about the border. Here. It's okay. I can fix it this way. This would then do this big thing, because that's where fold is. Okay, getting a little bit better. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, okay. I have no idea what this is, because this is supposed to go like that, this is supposed to go like that, and that's, I can make that into a leaf, I guess. Another leaf that's supposed to be right here, and then they go into like a stem, and then over here, like a pretty big leaf there, and then there's a leaf that goes like that, and that's where the stem ends. And there's another little tiny leaf right there. Then there's like border. I don't even know what to call this. Okay, money is complicated. Jeez. Why do we have fancy money? Never think that it was fancy though. Oh. Yeah. Actually, go like this, come down, and that kind of would be where it was. So it'd be one, and it would be the E right here. Conspiracy and the never done this font before, or ever tried to do this font. Okay. Maybe I should just stick with coins. Alright. The R doesn't fit. Gosh, I should have just stuck with the coins. It's fine. It's okay. Oh boy. What are these even? I mean, yeah, they're leaves, but like, why? Just why? Is it like the... And then there's a border, right? It goes around and makes the circle where Washington would be. But because I knew that this was going to be difficult, I decided to point the coins. I don't know if I'm going to attempt to draw what's in the coins after this. Oh my gosh, okay. So I can't do everything, but I'm going to do this. And I'm not going to finish it because it's such tiny print. Okay. Then what I can do over here is do United. This is so bad. Like, how hard is it going to be to draw money? Really, really hard. Do it on purpose. Department of the Treasury, 1789. Not writing that in. Not doing it. But then there's these. One day I'll be better at this. Hopefully. Yeah, we're just gonna leave the pennies like that. Here, I'll do the shield. Let me just draw the shield on all of them, just pretend they're all pennies. That was terrible. This one has the Lincoln Memorial. I can see it. And we'll do another shield. We'll just pretend it's a penny. And why not? Lincoln Memorial wasn't that difficult. I'm not putting any other details on these coins. Oh, that was ridiculous. Okay, that's all I can put on, I think. Hold on, FRB 73, got that. Got that, I got that. I can kind of like finish up that swirl. The flowery, whatever it is. Okay, and then there's like stuff that's supposed to be around the border, but I'm not trying to figure that one out. I'm kind of glad I didn't draw all of that. That was, I mean, the dollar's insane. I did a horrible job, but it's there. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry that I subjected all of you guys to that. Yeah, here, I'm gonna close this now. We don't need to continue saying that monster. For anyone who would like to see what it was supposed to look like, this is what it's supposed to look like. I was like, I don't want to draw George Washington's face. That's going to be hard, so I'm going to put the coins there. I was supposed to draw dimes and pennies instead of just pennies. But yeah, that's the what it was supposed to look like. And I am going to be leaving this stream early because that's it. We're done with the drawing prompt for today, and I should have done more of the line drawing, but that's okay. Thanks everyone so much for joining me and pairing with me on whatever that drawing exercise was. I appreciate it. Again, if anyone has any ideas for the 100-day stream, which is going to be in 40 days, so we've got a bit, but any ideas would be extremely welcomed. I want to do something kind of cool and special for that. We will be doing the day 9, what's it called? The day 9 prompt, or the day, oh my gosh. We're going to be going on to day 9 for the drawing challenge. The prompt for day 9 is, if I can bring it up, is the dog. Okay, so we'll be drawing one of my dogs. I've already drawn one. I would like to draw I would like to draw the other one, but she likes to sleep at this point in time, so I'm not sure if I will be able to use her or not. Use her as my model tomorrow. But that should be a lot more fun than whatever this one was. I don't even know. I don't even know what this one was. So I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow for day 61. Until